Hi everybody, how are you doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Unfortunately, I am not. I've been very sick. I had a very bad cold that was passed around from my daughter and my grandchildren, and you can still hear it in me after my last video with the wheezing in my chest. I just had to take a break for a while. Every time I had to take a deep breath, it was horrible. I also had to put one of my dogs down that I've had since he was a puppy, and that was heartbreaking. So I've been dealing with a lot. So today I am still feeling kind of foggy in my head. You will have to excuse me if I, basically stumble, because I am really foggy and tired, but I want to push through this for you guys. It is very important for me to get this information out to you guys. It is very important to me to touch anybody I can with this information. And the more people that I can touch and hopefully save from this corrupt world, I would be ecstatic. So we're going to push forward on with the protocols. I believe we ended on the end of Protocol 5. We will be going into Protocol 6. So bear with me. Again, I am still struggling and not feeling well, but we're going to get this done. Okay. Number 6. All lawyers of society will be infiltrated. It is from us that all engulfing terror proceeds. We have in our services persons of all opinions, all of doctrines, restoration, monarchists, demagogues, scientists, communists, and utopian dreamers. We have harnessed them all to the task of drilling away the last remnants of authority. Protocol 9, paragraph 4. Again, you're going to have to excuse me. My head is still foggy, which doesn't help my eyes. Okay. By these acts, all states are in torture and ready to sacrifice everything for peace and tranquility. But we will not give them peace until they openly acknowledge our international super government, and with submissiveness, sorry. And it's Protocol 9, paragraph 4. But not even then will they give it to you. You will not get it. It doesn't matter what you agree to. These are very evil people. They are playing tricks on you. If you believe that they're going to give you what they promise, you would have to be crazy. You're going to trade everything for what they promise, and just like every other government official, president sitting in that chair, it's all broken promises. Do you really think the puppet masters, are going to give it to you? No. Then I wrote also, but these people are never going to let you have anything good. They have to be stopped. And they want the New World Order, which again is not peace. It's not a good life, a peaceful life, a just life. Whatever they tell you, it's bull. And I documented this on my further notes that I'm further writing than I'm reading. These people they contradict themselves over and over and over again because they can't even, they're so messed up in here. They can't even distinguish when they're telling you they're going to give you this great world and this great leader, and yet all their practices are evil. So how can the people running the world who are going to run it with such brutal force and this and that and hate and disdain and wants to put the devil on the throne, but he's handpicked from God and we're gonna give you this, that, and all these nice things if you just agree to our terms. If you can't see through all this in their own words that they've written, so sorry, pushing through this. It's absolutely unbelievable that you would not believe that it's just trickery. And it's not just in here and in the writings. It's right in front of you through every president, through every government official that has ever been on the face of this earth. They promise, and they give you nothing. So how do you expect to trust anybody in government now, anybody in this group? And again, you can all say it's a conspiracy theory, but it's what you've seen time after time after time through history. So where's the conspiracy theory? And it's well documented if you want to find it. But I believe a lot of people just don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to run or live their own lives. It's just easier to put your situation in, especially if you have financial stability. It's easy just to throw your life into somebody else's hands. But reality is, depending on whose hands you're throwing it in. And if you don't wake up and believe where you're actually throwing your life this time, it's into way deeper, darker hands that want to wipe out all religions besides Satanism and wants to run our world like worse than Nazi Germany, then I feel pretty sorry for you. And it sucks to say it, but you're asking for what's coming, and you're going to have to deal with that if they win. And I, for one, will never allow that. I will fight like where Satan comes from to get done whatever it takes to win this war. I could never just sit back while evil runs this world. And it's been running it way too long, and it's been getting way too dark, and it has to end now. So here's the last fight. Be prepared for it. Be ready for it. Open your eyes. Wake up. See what's coming. And get ready to fight like hell. Okay. So they've just told you they've infiltrated lawyers and all other walks of life to make sure things go their way. Okay. Did I read the next part? Yes, I did. Okay. And here we're going on to the next part. We have got our hands into the administration of the law. We have got our hands into the administration of the law. Understand that. Into the conduct of the elections. Into the press. Into liberty of the person. But principally into education and training as being cornerstones of a free existence. Protocol 9, paragraph 9. The administrators whom we shall choose from among sorry. The administrators who we shall choose from among the public, with strict regards to their capacity for obedience, will not be persons trained in the arts of government, and will therefore easily become pawns in our game. I'm sorry you heard that. In the hands of men of learning and genius who will be their advisors. Specialists bred and reared from early childhood to rule the affairs of the whole world. Protocols 2, paragraph 2. We shall surround our government with the whole world of economists around us will be a constellation of bankers, industrialists, capitalists, and the main thing, millionaires, because everything will be settled by the question of figures. Protocol 8, paragraph 2. Again, I'm sorry. We shall surround our government with a whole world of economists. Around us will be a constellation of bankers, industrialists, capitalists, and the main thing, millionaires, because everything will be settled by the question of figures. Again, Protocol 8, paragraph 2. Understand that. We've already seen this. That part's already been here forever. And they're admitting it. Everything is ran by the rich. The millionaires, the billionaires club, the big guys. They have surrounded themselves with these types of people. They are these types of people. That's how they get the power and the positions that they need and want to do what they're doing and be able to get away with what they're getting away with. Understand, even before I got into this, I've told you money talks, money talks. Everybody knows money talks. You can be a millionaire and owe money and get away with not paying it. You can be a millionaire and get in any kind of trouble and get out of it. That is not a just world. All people are supposed to be treated equally, which has been a fight of mine forever. They are not. And you're going to have these type of people in control of the world and anything that happens in it. Where do you see that they are going to keep allowing regular people to be around when they want the world to be about them? This is what it all comes down to, rich and poor. Stop believing the BS on the fake news that they use to stir up the anger and the fights between normal people, that it's about race, color, creed, this, that, the other. Religion. It has nothing to do with any of that. That is the way they get you to fight amongst yourself, to keep you divided, so that you will not stick together and you will not fight them. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with rich and poor. And the most wealthiest of the world want full control of it, so that they can use us as their little play toys of torture, slavery, and every other nasty, disgusting thing that they could think to do to us. And I also made my first comment to Michael Moore, who I am calling out for the second time in one of my videos. You are a traitor. He's admitted that over and over again when he talks about his best friends, his government employees. Once he hit it rich, he didn't care about us citizens anymore or the people of the world. He has turned on us. Do not believe his BS that he is spewing out for these people. Now, mind you, for these sick and twisted people. He is just another pawn in their game of BS and lies to us citizens. It has nothing to do with keeping black people down, keeping this person down, keeping the Spanish people down. They want the war to stay between us and not them. Stop believing the fake bull crap that they keep spreading to spread the hate. That's all they want to do, is spread the hate to keep us at each other. They've paid people to do it. They've paid people to come out to these streets, and everybody knows that. To blame us good people who walk beside whites, black, Hispanics for our protests, and because it was peaceful, his people paid people to go out there and start violence and riots. They paid them to, again, what? Turn people against each other. Just like the caravan. That was people that they paid people to do, to take pictures, to walk. And when they actually didn't come up with the money, the people went and spread the word across anywhere they could to let it be known they were paid for those pictures. Brand new flip-flops, brand new backpacks, brand new Disney bags and clothes and this and that. You don't see poor people coming out of a devastated country dressed to the nine. Paid. To what? Keep the American people against each other, to pit them against each other, to get them divided. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what color you are. Come join me in the fight to keep our world, our humanity, our beliefs intact, and the fight for good to keep going. This is about good and evil. It has nothing to do with color, creed, nationality, religion, whatever. It has to do with the wealthy wanting full world domination. That has got to stop. And we have to put a stop to it. And if you guys keep falling for that fake news, they're going to win. And then you will have no choice in life than to be a slave or to be somebody's victim. Let's get going. I'll preach more to you later. It lights a fire in me that I just want to, I can't tell you on here. Okay. So, again, here we go with the end that I read you. Because everything will be settled by the question of figures. Right there, it says it all. It's all about money. That's what they want it about. That's what it'll be about. And if you don't have any money, which you won't, because they're going to break you, because they have full control over the money, the banking, the government, everything. They'll break you and you will have no kind of power at all. Which means if you are not rich, you will be a slave of some sick, very sick sort of, very sick sort to them. And I think I wrote that. I thought I reread that and it was right, but it didn't sound right. Will be a slave of some sick, very sick sort of slave to them. Or play toy. And tortured as we have seen it in the past as it has repeated over and over and over again. Sorry, it's written like that small on the side. So I couldn't barely see it. And I'm losing my light. But anyways, seriously, you will end up, like I said, a very, very deprived slave that they will torture, that they will mutilate, that they will victimize until they either get rid of you or you don't make it through it anymore. These are very sick and twisted people. It's been shown over and over again, if you do your history and look into your past, the true history, just like Nazi Germany. That will be your life, but 100 times worse if you allow this to happen. And again, they say it all right here in their own words, in their own books. It will all come down to figures, which is money. They can buy what they want now. They can buy their freedom. They can walk away from crimes. They can walk away from paying their debts. What do you think they will walk away from when they have full control of everything? Yet you will pay the ultimate price with your life, as will your children, your grandchildren, and so on. If you can watch that happen and be okay with it, then I don't know what to say. I know I will never be able to, and I will never allow that. And it would be a huge, huge fight before I ever allowed that to happen. The best way to end this is to unite, stay united, don't allow them to divide us, and never give them any more control. And it's time we get our rights back. All of them. There is no deal, because our rights are our rights. I'm not making a deal with anybody to have my rights, to keep my rights. And neither should you. We have a right to have our rights. They're our rights. They've been given to us generations ago. Many, 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 many of centuries ago. They didn't have the right to take what they've taken so far. They don't have the right to take them. They don't have the right to take anymore. And it's time you people wake up and see that. And just take your rights back. They're yours. They're yours to have. And we will put a stop to this corrupt government. I'll tell you that. Because, again, they don't have the right to do the things they're doing. But you have to stand up for it. And you have to stand up with everybody else in unity. That means stop letting the government's BS divide you. The problem isn't between all of us. The problem is between them and us. The problem is the fake news they keep spewing in your ears. And the lies and the brainwash and the bull crap. They don't know what's going on in our streets. You think any of these rich people are down here in these streets? The only people in these streets are me and you. And I don't see any problems between us. Yes, we have to let history go, because that's how they've kept you, where they have control over you and your feelings and your little trigger that they use to upset you, to get you to attack and divide. So you're going to have to let go of your past. Everybody is. And it's horrible. I feel for the blacks, for the Jews, for anybody who went through any kind of torture and suffering and cruelty and unbelievable, disgusting things. But no, there's people that we don't know about right now that these people are doing the same thing to. In a cover-up. In hidden places. And in some places out in the open, where it's allowed to be done. because other countries don't care that it gets done in those countries. There's no laws like here. And we have to put a stop to all cruelty, whether in the past or today. We have to put a stop to it. Nobody has the right to victimize another person. And more than any criminal on the street, our government officials and wealthy people do it every single day. And get away with it. And we, and I hate to say we, because I want to be out there fighting. And this is what this is about. But I'm going to say we as a whole, Americans and across the world, are allowing it because we're not even standing up and grabbing our own rights back. So how do we fight for these people's rights? How do we stop the victimizing? You know how you stop it? You join together. You band together. And you fight for what's right. And you good people need to stand up, stop letting other people lead you, lead yourself, lead your emotions, lead your feelings, and lead the fight to what is right. Instead of just saying, it's easier to stay out of it. Till one day it happens to your child or one of your family members. And then you want to stand up and go, oh, this can't happen. How do people allow this to happen? Well, ask yourself that. Because if you don't fight for other people, they're not going to fight for you. And that's the way the government wants you to remain. It's time for everybody to stand up and fight for each other. Because we are all people. We are all human. And we all have our rights. All right, let's move forward. Who will ever suspect that all these people were staged, managed by us according to a political plan which no one has so much as guessed at in the course of many centuries? Protocol 13, paragraph 6. Didn't I just get done telling you that? All the people who don't want to believe, even though we all that know about this and have dug for our information and research and have done the work that needed to be done and put it out there for you guys, especially Janet Oseberg in her beautiful documentary, and I mean beautifully done in information. The actual documentary was horrifying and scary. Who will ever suspect that, that all these people are stage managed by us according to a political plan which no one has so much as guessed at in the course of many centuries? In their book, Protocol 13, paragraph 6. Because nobody ever cared to look, dig, or know, as they feed us from birth false information, put it in our school books, put it in our history, put what they wanted us to know, and then nobody dug to know the truth. Now, the truth has been slowly coming out for centuries, but you have to be careful because if you let something out, you end up disappearing. Now, enough people are woke. And not only enough people are woke, there's people that have higher positions and have the backing financially to actually help us fight this war. And that have the pull and the powers. And then we have some computer experts out there helping us grab the information right off the computers and laptops of these crooked people. These sick, crooked people. And more will be coming out, I promise you. I promise you. You people who don't want to believe, you're going to see. Just like certain numbers got changed recently on the false reporting. Okay? So, the information's out there. You can accept it or you can let it go. That's up to you. But I would accept it and I would start fighting for it because, again, putting the wrong person in a throne could end your life and everything you love. Wake up. Don't come crying when it happens to your family member when it's too late. Stand up and fight now before it's too late. You better start suspecting them. It's the people you want to trust. The people that you don't want to believe because you trusted these people. Well, it's time to stop trusting them. There's many people in your life that you've trusted before and learned you couldn't. These are the biggest ones. It's time to wake up. I'm sorry. The ultimate threat. It's protocol 7 we're at now. The ultimate threat. You may say that the Goyim, which is us, the stupid little people. We're just the stupid little people. The ultimate threat. You may say that the Goyim will rise upon us, arms in hand, if they guess what is going on before the time comes. But in the West, we have against this a maneuver of such appalling terror. There's the threats again. That the very stoutest hearts quail. The underground metropolitans, those subterranean corridors, which before the time comes will be driven under all the capitals, and from there the capitals will be blown into the air with all their organizations and archives. Protocol 9, paragraph 13. In other words, when we come for the evidence, when we come for them, when we come to prove what we know, they're going to blow everything up so that we never get it. We already have the evidence. We already have enough evidence. And we already have what we need to do what needs to be done. Okay? That's where they slipped. You know, you say, and I don't want to even give them too much because they watch us, but just, it's real easy to figure out when somebody documents or other people document things that you can get caught up in. And everything, one way or another, gets documented, and there's always people who know. And there's always people who slip through the cracks and get into places that they want to be in to get information they want to get. No matter if you're them or us, there's always a way to find out. And go ahead and blow it up, because we already have everything we need and everything we know. And do what you got to do. But that was their plan when they wrote this. Okay? Once we got close, they were going to blow it all up. Which shows you they have something to hide. And if they have nothing to hide, why would they even say that? Come on, people. Wake up. I'm so sorry. But I'm pushing through for you guys, so I don't want to fall too far behind. Because the time is coming and it's near. And I've got another couple things I want to get into of proof. And I would love for you guys to communicate with me, talk with me through comments, hit me up on Facebook or Messenger. And let's start doing some lives. Let's start talking and getting this going. All right, let me get on before it gets too late. They will cause mayhem. We have stirred up every form of enterprise. We have armed all parties. We have set up authorities as targets for every ambition of states. We have made gladiators arenas, where a lot of confused issues contend, a little more and disorders and bankruptcies will be universal protocol. Universal protocol 3, paragraph 3. Universal was the end of that. Again, a little more disorders and bankruptcies will be universal. In other words, they have already caused mayhem through setting up their little supposedly gladiator arenas, causing confusion and disorder and bankruptcy. And people have more on their plate to worry about nowadays than them. Bull. I see you, and I am worried about you more than anything else. You can cause all the chaos in my life you want to, and you have. I give you that. And guess what? I can deal with it. I'm a strong person. But I still see you, and I'm still coming for you. And I still have every effort and ounce of me to fight you and to make sure that we do something to change this. I don't care. Cause the mayhem. With that mayhem comes back your way. Just remember that. Okay. This hatred will be further magnetized. Sorry, the medication has me dry on top of everything. Okay, this hatred will be further magnified. This hatred will be further magnified by the effects of economic crises, which, again, this is where I wanted to get into. It's right here, right now. This is what they're talking about. Everything they talk about is right here, right now, and what they've already started doing. So, you know their plan and plotting has begun. Because this was written a while ago. A long while ago. And this is what they're building up to happen. And right now, where our world, U.S., we know in the U.S., but we know this is going on all over the world. Because there's leads in every country that are a part of this. And people that are being controlled in other countries. That's how, like I said, they keep everybody at fake fighting, give us an enemy, send our people to war to knock down the population with their fake wars. There's no real enemies. They just use them for whatever they need to cover up and be used for the time being. If China needs to be our enemy for whatever reason, so they can hike prices, so that they can kill some people for the population, if they could do this, do that. If the UK or Russia, whoever needs to be the enemy for whatever reason, a war happens, and innocent people go to war and lose their loved ones, and for pawns in a game. It's a real life chess game that they use people. Wake up. While they spend our money, live the high life, and bankrupt us. Okay. The hatred will be magnified by the effects of the economic crisis, which will stop dealing on the exchanges and bring industries to a standstill. Universal economics crises whereby we shall throw upon the streets whole mobs of workers simultaneously. I guess if I slow it down, it actually comes out a lot easier. I just can't right now. For many reasons. Okay. Throw upon the streets whole mobs of workers simultaneously in all the countries of Europe. These mobs will rush to shed the blood of these whom they have envied from their cradles. In the sympathy of their ignorance, and whose property they will then be able to loot. Protocols 3, paragraph 11. Remember the French Revolution, the secret of its preparations are well known to us, for it was wholly the work of our hands. So, remember the French Revolution, the secrets of the preparations are well known to us because it was the whole work of their hands. Okay, again, the admission. Protocols 3, paragraph 14. They crushed the I really feel like giving up right now. I keep everything's dry, everything's stuffed, clogged. I'm sorry. The economic crises is what they do, whether it's to gain, win, or for us to lose. They crash it, they take it from us, they gain from it. It's been done over and over again with every revolution, with every war, with the French, again with the Holocaust and the Nazis. What did they do? They took everything from the people. They made them poor. They made them struggle while they got fatter and richer and had everything. This is the plot and plan again, to break us, make us slaves, take everything from us. As we suffer, they will sit on their high horse, except this time they don't plan on it ever happening again, because they're just going to get rid of us all. They're going to get rid of us all. Did you get that? They don't want to have to do this again, and they don't want us coming back. They just want their kind here, which are from certain families, very wealthy families, and they don't want nobody to be able to stand up against them again. So it's easier just to get rid of us all. Wake up, people, please. And again, I am going to leave you there, and I am sorry. Tonight was a struggle, but we got some ways through it. Give me credit for that. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be feeling even a little better. I even feel just drained today. I was feeling good earlier, but all of a sudden I just got hit with something, and it just made me drained. It could be, the stress and what I'm going through again. Besides being sick, God rest his soul, I had to take my dog, or a friend of mine took my dog in, because they wouldn't let nobody go in with him, and I couldn't just drop him off somewhere without being able to say goodbye. But due to supposed, nobody was allowed in. And I've had him since he was a puppy, and he's been with me since, but he's just got too sick where I couldn't do anything else for him. No more surgeries or anything else that I've done in the past. Nothing was going to work. So again, God rest his soul. Please say a prayer for me and him tonight. I don't want to keep talking because then I'll cry, and I don't like to cry, definitely on camera. So let me just mark this here. So we'll pick up on number 9. We got to the end of 8. And then we have some pretty interesting stuff coming up after this. The protocols, which we're almost done with. But it is very interesting if you keep listening to the protocols and how we went through all the wars. We went through we're going through the protocols now. And it's giving you the history of how everything has repeated itself again. And that's why I keep sticking with this again and again and again. We have to unbrainwash ourselves, each other, and put the new information back in and get it going. And undo all the lies and the manipulation that has been put in you for your whole life. And I mean, to me, once I see something that's real and I see the true history there, that's enough for me. But some people, it's not. Some people you have to really keep, pushing it in, because they don't want to face reality, because that changes everything for them. But again, it's just like a breakup. If you can get over the fact that somebody you've been with lied to you for how many years you've been with, and you have to start over and it's a new life and whatever else the case is, then it's something you have to face and wake up and get reality. Well, this is the same thing. This is you facing the truth that somebody has been lying to you your whole life. And that is the government and the people in the government and the way your whole life was being run. And you allowed it. You allowed these people to have the control, to take the control, to be in control. And you put your trust in the wrong people. Just like, again, if it was a bad relationship, you put your trust in the wrong person. So it's that simple. But even in relationships, people like to stay in denial. And that's crazy. That's crazy to me. So it's time to break up with the government. Move on. Realize that you've been played. And it's time to start a new life. And it's time to start with getting your rights back. Taking them back because they're yours. These people don't have the right to step on your rights. But they'll continue to pretend they can and pretend they have that authority because you allow them. They can keep doing whatever they're not supposed to do as long as you allow them. They will keep pretending because you're allowing them to get away with it. So it's time to stop allowing them to get away with it. Put your big girls and boys panties on and let's get our rights back. Let's do what's right and let's stand up for humanity, our country, and everything else that comes with it, including our loved ones, which are on the top of my list. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go tonight. Hopefully, I'll feel a little better tomorrow. We'll get a little bit more done tomorrow. And God bless you. Have a great night. I love you guys. Spread the word. It needs to be heard. Things need to change. And I will see you on my next video. I love you. Good night. Spread the word.